So why do you guys continue on hunting if it took so much work to get one loyal girl?
He just explained it.
You know, let's do the candy store analogy.
Okay.
We'll go back in time here because if you guys don't get this, then I don't know what to tell you. You're just low IQ.
I get it.
No. We're going to do an analogy so you guys understand this shit. Yeah. Okay, it's been a while since I've told this story, but I'll tell this story, okay? So, yeah, it's been a really long time. So, ladies, let's go into a dream world real fast, right? I want you guys to imagine. There's a candy store, all right? And it's a fucking lit-ass candy store. Everyone wants to go there. It's, you know, very exclusive, etc. The women are allowed to go to the candy store 18 years old. They can go in, don't got to pay, get as much candy as they want, live life, right? So you're in that candy store. You spend a good amount of time in there, right? 10, 15 years in there. You start to figure out what kind of candy you like. You figure out that you like Starburst instead of Tootsie Rolls. You figure out that gummy bears are good. You figure out that, you know, Laffy Taffy is gross. You start to figure out what kind of candy you like, right? And you sit in the aisles where you like to be. The men, however, can't get into the candy store until they're 35 years old. And they have $100,000 saved and they make $100,000 a year. So it takes them a while. It takes them 17 years to get in there. You've been in there since you're 18. They don't get in until they're 35 and they have this money saved. So a line obviously starts to accrue in front of the fucking candy store, right? And every 17 years, a group of guys are let in. They get into the candy store, what do? They go fucking wild. They're jumping around, hanging on the rafters, going wild, eating all the candy that you threw on the ground 10 years prior. Like, ew, what the fuck? I don't want that Tootsie Roll. He's taking it off the ground, eating it like, oh my God, they're going crazy. And you're like, what the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with y'all niggas, man? You never see candy before? Fuck is wrong with you? Meanwhile, there's guys in the background, right, cheering for them. Yeah, woo, eat that candy, yeah.
Tootsie Roll.
Let's fucking go. Eat a Tootsie Roll for me, bro, yes.
Yo, man.
Right?
I have next.
But of course, you guys have been in there for 10, 15 years. You're like, this nigga's weird. Why are you guys going so wild?
Yeah.
And then they look at you and they say, well, you don't have to work to get in the fucking candy store. I had to bust my ass to get into this position to even get a piece of candy. So fuck you. How are you going to tell me how much candy I can eat? And that's exactly how men look at the world. We have to bust our asses to get into this candy store that you guys got into when you're 18 years old.
Yep.
You don't value it because you never worked to get into the candy store. We had to work and bust our ass to get into this candy store. So Tootsie Rolls that you guys threw away because you don't give a shit about it 10 years prior, we love that shit because we can finally have a Tootsie Roll. We have to pay to get that Tootsie Roll. So you can't tell a man how much candy he can eat when he had to pay for the fucking candy.
Okay, what about for the guys that didn't have to work for it? Though? Like they're either like they were born into a rich family or anything.
1%.
That's 1%. Some niggas maybe get into the candy store at the back door.
Mellow,
one guy.
Listen before we talk.
It's a very little amount.
No, you ain't listening. You're talking like instantly.
I am listening. Like I agree with all of the opinions that you've been sharing.
It's not
I'm
opinions,
just trying to share.
Facts.
Yeah, they're facts or whatever.
Yeah.
But like I want you to hear me out too at the same time. Like I don't want you to tell me that I'm wrong because I think your opinions are valid. Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
that's why I don't listen to what guys say.
Well,
like it's
that's the problem.
Single.
That's the problem.
I'm single because I broke up with a guy that cheated on me. That's why I'm single.
And he tell you why he cheated on you.
He was broke anyway. Like
okay, all right. Well, find a guy that got money then. If a broke nigga cheat on you, what do you think got money?
That's what I'm trying to say. Look, this is where I was getting. This is where I was getting.
Yeah,
what do you have to say for the guys that they do want to have the cake and eat it too, but they're broke and can't provide? Like.
That's why I tell women find a guy that can make money. What did I tell her at the top of the show? I said that was a stupid way for him to test her because you should be a provider anyway. See, here's the thing. I'm very solid in my world views. I think men should provide. I don't think women should work. I don't think you guys should vote. I don't think you guys should have certain authorities. But I'm a very firm believer in men lead, women follow, and a man should take care of the woman, right? But since I have all the responsibility, that means I also have all the authority. I tell you what it is. This is how it's going to be. You don't got to worry about nothing in life, right? But this is how it's going to be.
You rather cry on the Honda or
I mean, I get
Royce?
that that's your opinion, but exactly that's why you think like that because you think men should provide everything. Basically, you just have the woman
that's how it's
at
worked
the house sitting pretty.
You're from Honduras, right?
Yes.
That's how it's worked forever in Latin America.
Okay,
in the Arab
but
world,
maybe in
Asia.
my country, I can't speak for everybody. I speak for myself. And you speak like that because yes, if you have the woman, you're sitting there looking pretty, not doing nothing. Of course, she's gonna be tied to you because if you leave her, what is she gonna do? Nothing. She got nothing.
Well, women would prefer that.
Well,
and men don't leave women, by the way. Men rarely leave women.
Rarely.
If a woman is good and not a whore, most guys aren't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
how many times has a guy broken up with you? Never, right? How many times has a guy broken up with you?
Okay, I put up with everything, so basically every time. Like, I didn't do anything to them. They were just... No,
I'm saying, how many times has a guy broken up with you?
Like, every time that I've been in a relationship.
Oh, so you're just annoying then. All right,
no,
what about
I'm not
you?
just annoying. They're just assholes.
Like, probably like one.
Okay.
Okay.
Or two.
You?
The 3 said one.
Okay, but What about you? So one guy. How many guys have broken up with you? 1? 0?
Okay, you're not gonna agree, but in my head, breaking up with me is cheating on me. You're telling me that you don't want me no more.
Yeah, how many guys?
That's in my
Okay,
opinion.
ladies, I think you guys are missing the point of what I'm trying to say here. I'm trying to say that most women break up with way more guys than guys that break up with them. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
guys don't leave.
Men don't leave is my point I'm trying to make here. You'll leave a guy before he leaves you.
Yeah.
Understand? It's very difficult for a man to leave a woman
For the
a
most
lot of the
part,
times. So you're trying to, because she's trying to say, well, he make all the money so he can leave. Not really. If you're not a
Because you
whore.
all fuck what you all can fuck, and women fuck whatever they want to fuck.
Okay.
Okay.
You are right about that.
Okay. So what are you
But
arguing?
I'm not arguing with you.
You're trying to.
I'm not
actually.
trying to argue with you.
You
at
stopped the whole
all.
discussion to say something then.
Yeah.
And you're listening to me.
What is your point here? Because I'm
Exactly.
trying to
What
hear
is
your
your point? You're trying to be right so bad, and at the same time, you sit here and say women are so emotional, but you clearly got really emotional explaining your
No,
point.
like
You interrupted
You
what I
were
was
literally
saying.
screaming in the room, like you clearly were emotional about it. So don't tell me that
You
you're
sound so
emotional.
butthurt. I'm sorry, bro.
You literally interrupted what I was saying to make a nonsensical argument of that
not
doesn't
butthurt
even
at
have to
all.
do with anything.
Everybody
But
has
I'm
their own
telling you,
opinions.
it's not an opinion. This is a fact. I'm telling you that
Yeah.
men have to work really fucking hard to even
And
get
I
the
know
ability
that.
to have multiple women versus you guys take for granted what you're allowed to take for granted because you guys live life on easy mode. The whole analogy with the candy store was me trying to display to you, right, what's going on. Now, if you're going to look at that as emotional, I'm looking at that as me being passionate and explaining to you kind of the circumstances that we're in because
And
it's
that's
very
the
difficult for
same
you to
thing
understand.
women say when they call them emotional. I'm just passionate. Same thing, emotional.
No, but
Even
no,
a woman
but
says
wait,
that.
Straight-
Yeah,
I went ahead and articulated an entire analogy, and that's what you take away from it?
No, that's not what I took away from it. I said that I agree with part of your opinion because that's what you think. That's how you set it up. Because everybody's saying, oh, he has to stay loyal because he loves me. The love will fade away. He's not going to see you like, oh, you're so wonderful for the rest of your life. It's you committing to it and you choosing to be there. You could leave at any moment. Both parts could cheat at any
Statistically
given point.
speaking, men
Thank
almost
you.
never leave relationships, is what I'm trying to explain to you.
Duh, because they expect the bitch to like
Put up with everything.
put up with everything. Oh, you cheated on me. Yes, I'm stay loyal. And I do think women should stay loyal. I don't agree with anybody being a whore for sure. I don't blame nobody. I don't judge nobody. But I don't agree
So
with
then
it.
you just defeated your own argument.
No.
Yes,
that
you
does
did.
not mean you gotta put up with anybody's
Your
shit.
argument was they only stay there because they can't go anywhere else. And I'm telling you, well, technically speaking, the man ain't going nowhere.
yeah,
So you defeated your own argument, what you just said.
I didn't defeat my own argument.
yeah. I mean, chat
You don't even
saying-
remember what you just said?
Yes.
What did you just say?
You're trying to confuse me so bad. I'm telling you what it is.
That's their job. They try to confuse you. That's what he was trying to do earlier. He was like, "What's his name again? Wait, repeat it again."
No, because here's the difference between me and you guys. I'm listening to what you're saying so I can respond accordingly.
I've been listening.
You're not listening. You're just hearing, and then you just want to say something.
Yeah,
No, because you're
Because-
literally saying something back when there's nothing else to say. Because I literally said I agree with you because that's what you think, but I said that I disagree. You can agree to disagree.
What do you disagree with?
Which
with
part?
the
What do you
point
disagree
that
with?
yeah. Which part?
a woman does not have to put up with shit. Like,
What?
if you wanna go shit, that's cool. But I don't have to put up.
Okay,
Okay,
no,
I'm in
that's
a
fair.
relationship. Let's say he could cheat at any moment.
Yeah.
He could go ahead, fuck anybody, whatever the fuck he wanna do.
Right.
Cause that's on him. Because that's his choice if he wants to. But we already set a boundary that that's not something that I will put up with.
Okay,
So if
so-
he does it, he knows that I'm leaving, and that's it.
That's an argument to the Kobe Bryant wife thing that we talked about like 17 minutes ago. Like, I'm talking about the fucking candy store right now.
Yeah.
And you still in your candy.
They try to say that if you go by that, then you'll just be hopping from dude to dude to dude to dude for the rest of your
No,
life.
but
That's what they try.
again,
That's what they're
you're
trying
Like,
to
her
say.
argument is like, that has nothing to do with the analogy I was making where, like, men have to work really hard to get to a certain position. So women are in no position to tell men how many pieces of candy they can eat in the candy store, which is the analogy.
But that's my
What you're
Can I
arguing is
say
like,
something?
women should just take it. And I'm like, wait, what? That's like, whatever.
Listen, you can leave at the point in time you want to leave, but
Yeah, I
we
know
kind of
that.
covered that answer earlier.
Yeah. Chat
Like, even the chat is confused by. They're like, what? They're like, what is? They're like, yeah, they're making
Wait,
fun of
can
you.
I
But
say
but
something?
but it's funny when you leave. You know what's gonna happen? He's gonna replace you and just move on. But go ahead.
Okay, like I've been listening and I understand where
You
you're
have.
coming from, and like I agree with you 100%. Men do have to work their ass
It's
off
a mic,
to
please.
get everything that they want, you
Yep.
know. And usually men grind harder than women because women do have it easy. Because bro, we're pretty girls, you know. Men literally would trick on us just for anything. You feel me? Like, niggas pay for sections, niggas take us everywhere. Like, it don't matter.
Wait, niggas?
Yeah, niggas. She dates back.
Go ahead. Finish your point, though. What else?
So, whatever. Like, now you...
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so...
Men work hard.
Yeah, they do. And I feel like, back to the independent shit, like, okay, y'all men do it too, but bitches could do it as well. I trick on guys. Like, I like spoiling men. When I'm in a relationship, I like spoiling my men.
For how long?
As long as I'm in the relationship until they cheat on me, because I always get cheated on. I've never been in a relationship.
How many times are you gonna rent out a yacht to meet a bunch of niggas?
Huh?
How many times are you gonna rent out a yacht to meet a bunch of attractive men?
Who said I want to do that, though?
That's my point.
That's men behavior. Men want bitches on a yacht.
Yeah, but
you want multiple
but
bitches.
you don't trick on guys that you haven't had sex with, though. You do that after you get what you want, correct?
Yeah, once I'm in a relationship. Cool. But if I'm
so it's
just
not the
talking,
same comparison whatsoever.
I guess, but I'm just saying, like, I agree with all of y'all saying that, whatever. But at the end of the day, they're still
What's your
independent.
point?
She tried to make a false equivalency. Like, look, bro, you tricking on a guy doesn't mean shit because you have to like the guy in the first place.
What I'm trying to
be in a relationship with him, whatever. What I'm trying to say is that men have to provide value up front.
Yep. On dates.
Okay.
Like you don't got no skin in the game until you're in a relationship with him. You don't start spending money on him until you're in a relationship.
That's true.
Whereas he's spending money on you before you're in the relationship. It's not the same.
Y'all ain't fucking, right?
Off rip.
I guess.
First date.
Like,
It's another low IQ female tactic. Well, I did this.
Bruh.
Like, but it's not the same at all.
It's not the same.
because
at
I
all.
said I agree with you 100%. I get what you're saying. It's just I'm just saying that bitches could be independent too. Yeah, okay. We do it once we're in the relationship. Okay,
Yeah,
you
no.
guys have to do it when you're talking to them.
No
when
one
you
gives
get
a fuck
started.
when you're independent, is what I'm trying to explain. Do you think
Okay.
men, do
so
we,
then
oh,
why
hold
do
on,
we have
hold
to
on.
agree with men being independent? You're over here talking about how independent men have to be, but then
Hold
bitches
on,
can't be
hold on.
independent?
Did I ever once say I'm independent?
Okay, but you're talking about
Hold
having
on.
money, having
no,
this, having that. Like,
See, here's
what
the
are you
difference.
saying?
Here's the difference. See, men don't walk around and say I'm strong and independent. That's expected. Women, on the other hand, you guys are retarded. You have to say I'm strong and independent. Like,
Because y'all men lower our standards, you guys make us feel like shit. You guys always bring us down.
That's your
because you
thing.
guys don't work to get in the fucking candy store. Just explain. You guys don't work to get in the candy store, so therefore
about the candy store right
it's the analogy. Women don't have to earn anything really in life. Now, are there some women out there that work hard and go to school and earn things? For sure. But a majority don't. A majority prefer to have a guy that went through the trials and tribulations, gets in the candy store, and shares his, the fruit of his spoils. But the point I'm trying to make is that women don't have to work hard if they don't want to. Men have to work hard whether they want to or not. And if they don't work hard, there's consequences. If you don't work hard, there's no consequences. You can work at Dunkin' for the rest of your fucking life and still find a man and get married. But let's say I worked at Dunkin' for the rest of my life. Am I going to find a bitch?
Nope.
Probably not. And if I do, she's going to be a whale.
You can find a bitch. You might not find a woman.
That's my point. I just said she's a whale.
Yeah. Way harder.
You understand?
I have a question.
You have the privilege of working at McDonald's for the rest of your fucking life and still finding a guy that's a millionaire that could change your fucking life.
Dunkin'.
But if I worked at Dunkin' Donuts, ain't no bitch changing my life. She won't even look my way.
Yep.
We are not the same. That's why I don't respect your guys' opinions the same. That's why I don't think men and women are the same. I don't think we're equal at all. Because my life is significantly harder than yours.
You got a question?
And I'm just one of the few guys that has the balls to tell you guys the truth. Because the reality is, most men think this way, especially successful men. We don't give a fuck about y'all opinions. Because you guys live life on easy mode. You guys don't work to get in the candy store. We do. And if we do get in the candy store and we get in there on our own merit, I'll be fucking damned if some bitch that got a bunch of lollipops for free is going to tell me how many lollipops I can have. Anyway, you're going to say something?
Today?
Go ahead.
I have a question. Do you guys find one female stressful?
You mean to
What do you mean?
be with long term?
Like fucking with one female? Whether
Yes.
it's where they're fucking or being in a relationship
It can be for sure, yeah.
one female stressful.
Can be.
But you guys would rather fuck with 8 bitches and not find it stressful.
Well,
at
here's the
all.
thing. Here's the thing.
Well,
Here's the thing. When you're a guy
difference.
and you got your shit together, I don't argue with women. See, that's the thing. Like, excuse me? Shut up. And then if she doesn't, she just leaves.
Yeah,
I'm
she
like, get
leaves,
out.
yeah.
See, I don't this whole thing of like arguing with women and arguing with you assumes that we're equal. Right? Outside of this podcast, I would never argue with any of you guys, right?
Yeah.
Like you making your nonsensical arguments, you trying to say something.
for a living?
You what, etc. What?
You argue with women for a living?
Yeah.
It's a part of what I do.
Yeah, it makes money
Make
for
you
it.
guys
Yeah.
look crazy. But the point I'm trying to make is like outside of this podcast, I don't argue with women because I don't look at you guys as equals at all. Because you guys don't think the same. I'm giving you guys biological differences between us, and then you're trying to sit here and argue things that don't make sense. She's like 15 minutes behind. She made an argument for the Vanessa Bryant thing when I talked about the candy store. Like, this is what I'm trying to say, right? Like, we're not the same. So I don't argue with women. If I'm sitting here arguing with a girl, I already lost.
Yeah.
Because that means if she's arguing with me, she thinks that she's equal to me. And I haven't asserted my dominance enough over her to let her know that she's inferior.